Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. When the narcissist dies, there are a lot of things that come up emotionally, and I've spoken about some of those things in previous video about when the narcissist dies, and there is so much more. And specifically, I wanted to talk to you about when the narcissist dies, did you do enough? This is something that you might struggle with, something you might ask yourself. Or if you're really in your feelings, you may literally torture yourself with those thoughts of like, did I do enough? Did I really exhaust all the options? Did I extend a helping hand? Or did I pour myself into making every effort to helping this person as much as I possibly could? And especially if it's someone who's close to you, like a parent. I struggled so much after my dad's death with thoughts of, did I do enough? Did I do everything? And I would literally have conversations with myself over and over again. And I'd replay like, okay, I did this, I did that. Was it enough? And I really got discouraged and felt defeated, thinking that I didn't do enough. One of the things that I would have liked to have done is relocated him closer to us and to me and my family so that he could go through rehab, so that he could get some of the help that he really needed, that I felt like was missing in his battle with addiction and also his circumstances at that time. And that didn't happen. And so after he died, as I was going through counseling, as I was going through grief share program, as I was talking to different people, as I was talking to my husband, I was really, really struggling with just that pit in my stomach, that angst of just like, oh, did I do everything? In my mind, I felt like I didn't do enough. And I really just put myself through the paces over it. I really beat myself up about it internally. And then just outwardly, I would express those feelings of I didn't do enough, I didn't do enough. I failed. And I had a talk with my husband. And I don't remember how long it was after my dad's passing that he and I had this conversation, but I told my husband, I said, I just feel like I didn't do enough. And it might have just been one of those moments, after when someone passes away, you'll have waves where you won't think about it as much, but then there'll be a time when you do think about it, or there'll be some kind of a trigger, or some kind of catalyst that'll jog your memory. And I would have this like, oh, I didn't do enough. And I felt like a failure. I felt really discouraged. And I talked to my husband about it. And I said, I just really am discouraged. I feel like I didn't do enough. And my husband's like, well, what do you feel like you didn't do? Like, what's making you feel like you didn't do enough? And I said, well, I really thought that maybe we could relocate him closer to us. Maybe we could get him into a rehab program. Maybe we could do this, do that. And that didn't happen. And it's too late. And I just feel like I didn't do enough. And my husband reminded me that, well, he goes, I don't know if you remember this or not, but back at this point in time, when your dad was going through things, he was harassing us, he was calling us constantly all hours of the night and asking us for money and telling us all these wild stories and all this other stuff. My husband said, I literally offered him an opportunity to select any place he wanted to go for rehab and offered to pay for it in full. And he said, do you know what his response was? And I said, no, I don't remember. I mean, there was so much going on. And I think that goes to show how traumatizing all of that was for me. The back and forth, the the phone calls, the gaslighting, the manipulation, the lies, the stories, the half-truths, whatever. And my husband said, he laughed at me. That was it. He laughed. And I felt a little bit of relief, and because I honestly couldn't remember that happening. But he said, yeah. He's like, I offered him anything he wanted as far as that goes. Any opportunity to go to rehab, any place he wanted to go. And he laughed at me in response. It was hard for my dad to, I guess, relate to my husband. I know that he was jealous of him, and I know that it was very hard for him to swallow his pride and to ask for help or to admit that he was wrong about him, apologize, all of those things. But when it comes to did I do enough? The answer was yes, I did. My dad was not willing to accept the help that he was offered, even with carte blanche for rehab programs, facilities, anywhere he wanted to go. He refused the help. And we can probably go on and dissect all the different reasons why, and why the pride took over the practical aspect of, hey, you really need help and you're bottoming out here and we're trying to help you. But the fact of the matter is that you can't do for someone who doesn't want to be helped. My point to you is, before you torture yourself about not doing enough, to take a step back, maybe even ask someone who's a little bit more objective than you are in the moment for perspective on, did you do enough? Because you may realize, like, emotionally you may feel like you didn't, but from a practical standpoint, it's quite likely that you did, and that the person that you were dealing with, the narcissist that you were dealing with, refused what you had to offer because of their pride, because of their pain, their shame, and possibly a host of other reasons. I hope that this helps you in some way. I've come a long way from those days of torturing myself, and I definitely wish that my dad would have accepted the help, but I also I accept the fact and understand that he, for whatever reasons, some I am aware of and know, but others are his own, and that he took to the grave with him, that he didn't and he couldn't. But don't beat yourself up. Know that you most likely did what you could, and that the narcissist in your life, for whatever reason, whatever their reasons are, was not able to or willing to accept the help that you were offering them to get better. You're not alone, and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with. Know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.